What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Awake and Sober Podcast, a podcast about life and recovery through Christ.
Ooh, welcome back, welcome back,
You know
welcome
that song?
back.
I like that song now. I like the intro.
Yeah.
You know? I
It's
still
been a while
remember
since
it.
you heard that one, ain't it?
Yeah, I know. It was nice. I was like, woo.
Welcome back, Big Perv.
Yeah, it's a short. It's a little, hopefully it's a little bit longer, but right now it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
6, 7, 8 weeks or something like that it's been.
It's been a little while. It's been a hot
It's been
minute.
a while.
Yeah.
Glad you're back.
Yeah, me too.
Missed you, Perv.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, without a doubt, good to see you.
And everything's changed down here.
Man, we moved
Yeah,
things
we have
around a little bit.
matching chairs.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, they're not bad for single chairs. I mean, I kind of miss the love seats, but you know, I like those big things.
But the love seat was like, I was too comfortable.
I know, that's what I like. It was nap time. It was nap 30. But we would like to say what's up to our sponsor, Tactile Turn. Thank you for making the best instrument in the world to write with. Problem is I can't choose which one to ever write with. So I got too many of them with me at the same time, and I'll just switch them. Usually a pen and a pencil and whatever
Obviously,
else.
don't have enough because I got one for work, one for journaling. Then I scooped up my little bronze one. It's got a little blade in it now, so I do a little cutting with my bronze pen.
You got a
Yeah, so I bought these pens, and they're razor blade pens. They're for like when I do my 3D printing and stuff to get in the little tight spots.
Yeah.
So now I've actually changed the cartridge in my bronze pen with the blade. So it's a.
You need to put that up. You need to put that up on the Facebook page because a lot of people would be happy to see it because they used to do those, make it with a blade that came out.
Really?
So they'd be good.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tactile turn blade pen.
I like that Blade Show exclusive they just came out with, but
Yeah, and this is the first year that we didn't go to Blade Show in a while.
yeah, no.
I was here just
This is the one in
Fiending to be there.
ATL
Yeah.
or Texas ATL.
ATL. Yeah. So disappointed. Hey, for all of you, like, share, subscribe. Let your
Yes.
friends see us, right? As
Right.
Derek likes to say, let your friends see what you're seeing.
What you into?
Yeah. Let your friends see what you're seeing.
And we're on all podcast platforms. If you can't find us, because you ain't looking hard enough. It's
Or
plain
you
and
just
simple.
didn't know how to spell the Awaken Sober podcast.
Right. That's AWAKE
I'm glad you
space
spelled it.
AND space
hang on.
SOBER.
What?
So at least he could spell.
I just read it off the side behind his head.
Because last night at Celebrate
Oh,
Recovery,
here we go.
this fool, I was just up there with the clicker, moving through slides because our tech person was out. So I took the clicker up with me so I could just move through slides, right? And then he gets up there to teach, and he grabs it, and he's hitting it, and it's not going nowhere. So I moved one slide for him, and then he's doing. I walk up there and I grab it, and I point it, you know, and it moves. And so I say, "Here you go, it's fixed, right?" Go back there. He goes to move it again, and it won't move. I say, Christina goes up there to help him real quick. I said, Christina, make sure that he's like hitting the right button. That's what it was.
I said the wrong button.
I'm like,
happens.
this guy used to use it all the time.
forgot
I
how
mean,
to
back
use
in
it.
the landing, so I guess you forget easy. It's not like riding a bike.
But like your wife said yesterday, I remain teachable.
That's good.
And that was good.
Hey, what did you teach on? Morals?
Moral. Yep.
Yeah,
Moral meaning honest.
No.
Doing an honest inventory of on your 4-step.
It's tough, man. But there ain't no other way to do it.
No.
I got to lie on my 4-step. They ain't going to get me nowhere.
It ain't going to get you anywhere.
They ain't going to get me nowhere.
Because then you're going to be lying about those defects of character and then everything else. And
What do you mean? What defects?
Let's try.
Well, that was my big thing on the 4-step because the 4-step is a roadmap
Yes,
to these
it is.
character defects. So all my slides in the background was a roadmap.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind
Yeah,
of cool.
you showed me the picture, though.
Did I show you that one?
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
You're like, look, this is going to be my background.
That's right. So just because he hasn't been on the podcast, people, I do have conversations with Jeremy outside of here.
Yeah, you
see
see
some
him a
of
lot
those
more
other-
than anybody else.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Jeremy comes back. Mike is gone.
Yeah. Where's he at today? He wasn't feeling good.
Wasn't feeling well.
Wasn't feeling well.
Wasn't feeling well.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
So today's show, what would we call this? A hodgepodge?
I like
Hodgepodge of recovery, though.
Yeah.
'Cause we're kind of sharing our recovery, what we're doing, what we've done, what we're doing, what we plan on doing.
Yeah, how are we maintaining our sobriety? How are we maintaining our recovery?
Right.
Because I think that's important for people to know. Do we work recovery?
Oh, yeah.
Or just work in recovery?
Oh, you can't do that. Can't do that.
No, you gotta work. You gotta continuously work your recovery. If I'm not when I share with the people, you gotta take care of yourself. If you're not being good to yourself, who you being good to? If I'm not learning and practicing these things, I'm teaching everybody. What good is me coming out of my mouth? Ain't worth nothing but the spit that flies out with it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but the spit.
So,
That's it.
I was listening to a CEO of a company talk not long ago, last week, a matter of fact. And when they close their meeting, they talk about something they do for personal care. I thought that was pretty neat. So whenever they're getting ready to wrap up, before anybody could go, what have you done for self-care? And I'm like, I like that.
Like exercise, meditate,
Yeah.
walk, journal.
So what are you doing for self-care? And so everybody has to be doing self-care. So before they close their meeting, everybody talks about what they've done for self-care recently. And I'm guessing if somebody isn't doing any self-care, they're going to have a good talking to.
Oh, buddy.
We started just this weekend. It's a short week so far, but it's working out so well. We put our phones down, me, Amy, and the kids from 5 to 10. No phones. And it's cool to have a conversation, without them Snapchatting and doing everything else or secluding to their room and doing all that. And it's nice for us to put the phone down and not have to look at it every 2 seconds to worry about work or who's doing this and who's doing that. So
That was the purpose of getting rid of that watch.
that was why I got rid of the watch. Yes. It still sits there on my charger.
Does it?
It tells me the time in the middle of the night when I wake up.
Nice.
That's what it's for. Tell time.
That's-
Not to see notifications.
Not to see notifications. So
Isn't that, it's a beautiful thing.
disconnecting. And it's not even, it's disconnecting for 5 hours, but it's still like shutting off the world.
And I don't know. See, I would probably have a hard time doing it because I like to hop on and go shop for things that I can't afford. But I still like to shop for them anyway and not buy them. That would be a good challenge to do.
Well, that's how we'll be watching a movie. And I'll be like, oh, because I used to learn about this character or whatever. And it's like, I can't do that, I'll be like,
You just got to watch it.
You just got to watch it.
The old school way. Just
Yeah,
watch it.
Just watch. Yeah. So
Taking it back to the old school because I'm an old fool. Sorry.
You got to take it back to music. So, Jeremy, we ain't seen you in a while. How's your recovery been going?
it is going well. I like this topic and what we're doing for our recovery because I've been hitting this home with the guys at work. We talk about it. We've talked about it from the inception of this podcast. Is Shane always says you can't pour from an empty cup. And if I'm not doing something to fill up what I need, whether it be self-care or going to a meeting or talking to you guys and just working through my defects, then I'm not learning anything. And I have nothing to give people that are new to recovery, especially. And
Right.
then coming in here, I don't want to come on a podcast and say, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this, and this," and then I'm not actually doing it, because then I feel like a hypocrite. And the one thing about my recovery thus far is I'm honest. So, and I'll be honest to a fault.
A good moral inventory.
Good. Say he's
Yeah.
being moral.
So, but yeah, no, we Amy and I started this eating healthy thing, going on that. I know 2 weeks. It's not really. I'm eating high protein, which I love. So, but yeah, everything's going well.
Same home group?
Same home group.
Saturday morning?
Yeah, it's tough though with the new the new building.
It's crowded, isn't it?
It's uncomfortable.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I had to walk out of that group because one time I'm good around people normally, but it was that crowded, that uncomfortable. I had to get up and walk out.
It's a really nice place.
It is.
They've done a very good job with it, but they've got the cold air intake in the middle of the room, and so our cold air return, and you shove 50, 55 people in that room, it's tight.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate that I sit by the door in the back. That way I've got a window and a way out, But that's how I.
You got to get there early for those seats because everybody goes for those seats.
Yes.
Yeah, so I got to go by the new 212 Club and check it out. I haven't been by there yet. I heard it was pretty nice.
Yeah, it is. I think it would benefit them if they moved where the big group room is, down where the walk-in is, where they have the pool table and everything, because it's much bigger and open. I think that would benefit, but I don't know.
But you don't run in place.
Do not.
No.
Do not. Derek, what about you? How's your recovery going?
I feel my recovery is going places I never thought it would ever take me. And I say that because I've been, somewhat asked to take over certain positions, and it's like I never saw myself. Not in a million years could I see me being, a ministry leader at a Celebrate Recovery. I've worked the Celebrate Recoveries. I helped out in the landing and stuff. And speaking of landing, another good, we had another good meeting at the CR last night, which was really good. Shout out to my little sponsee. Got up and read the principles last night. I was so proud of him.
13 years old, JD was on stage.
JD did it.
Yeah.
JD was on stage reading the 8 principles.
JD,
yes. Man, with his little Latin tongue roll and everything, he was killing it.
I don't know where that came from, but
it came from being a 13-year-old boy.
But then we had our landing small group. He prayed us out.
That
boy upstairs.
one that was like a recluse.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, he's coming out of a shell. So he moved schools at the end of this year because he kept getting in trouble. And this small little school he got moved to with a lot more one-on-one, really, has just that and losing everything. Those two things together have really, and him not getting it back at all yet. I mean, he has nothing back. He's got a couple chains around his neck. That's about it. And he wears those proudly.
Let's just say he hasn't hung out at my house in 2
Pity the
weeks.
fool. Pity the fool.
Yeah, that's what he looked like, Mr. T.
He did.
He had a whole bunch of them on. But what else is going on for your recovery?
Celebrate Recovery. Still journaling. Still working my stuff. Still doing everything. Still, I got an appointment with my psychiatrist on Thursday. Tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
I thought he said I got unemployment with my psychiatrist.
I have an appointment with my psychiatrist on Thursday. Actually be tomorrow from the filming of this podcast.
Nice.
So, and all the stuff that I've been doing, that I have done over the last few years, I'm continuously doing. And that, because that's what's worked for me. Like I said, it's, the Lord's taken me places I never thought would happen in my life. Wouldn't see it. Even if I dreamt about it once or twice, not like this, not where it's at now. It's, going
right.
above and beyond.
Yeah, I started going through journals today. I have way too many journals. I got a ridiculous amount of journals.
Those are words that don't go in the same sense. You can never have too many journals.
Do you have a box somewhere of unused journals that you haven't even opened yet?
No.
Wrote in?
No.
Okay.
But he's got a box of journals all written in.
Well, I know, but I just didn't know. It's like, I want to write in this one today. Like,
No, I don't have. I think I got a box that probably has 4 or 5 in it now, but it had a lot more. I was going through probably 50 different journals today, 60 different journals, going through it and just reading different things. I'm like, man, and I have a lot more than that. That's what's crazy. Like there's probably 10 on me that I carry, and just different things. So one says odds and ends, message notes, and different things. I write a lot.
right.
I write a ridiculous amount. I write. That's all I do is write. Everybody else goes to type, and I'm like, nah, I'll just write. Thank you. Type all you want.
Oh, too many people get them thoughts in their head and leave them there, and they never get through what they need to get through in their recovery because they're not writing it down.
Dude. And I'm telling you, so I had some girl come up to me last night at Celebrate Recovery. She goes, are you going to read my journal? Because she's going through a really rough time. And it's easy for me to say, hey, I want you to write. Anytime any of these thoughts are in your head, I want you to write, then I want you to bring it to me. So she brought it last night. She had 3 entries. The first time she brought it to me, she only had 1 entry. And I know she had a lot more bad days than 1. I mean, a lot more. Mm-hmm. She had 8 in that week, 8 out of 7. The next week, this time she had 3. And I can't wait to see next week then. But it's really neat to see a teen say, hey, I'm going to start writing these things down. Because as soon as they do, they feel so much better. Get that crap out of their head and put it on paper. Mm-hmm. I don't have to dwell on it anymore.
I have this dream to write a book. Kind of like you. I didn't purposely go through my journals, but I started I have a stack of them, so I started going through and reading them. I'm like, what am I like, who's going to read this one day? Like my kids, like when I'm dead, are they going to go through and say, oh, I'm going to look at Jeremy's journal, and like, what are they going to think? Like, because I can go to that place where I can remember exactly where I was at in my thought process and look and see, wow, that's not the growth, good or bad, whatever has happened between then and now, it's kind of awesome to see and look back on and reflect on.
And you should do a periodic, and that's part of the 10th step. Mm-hmm. You should do a periodic inventory. So you go through your journals and where am I at? What do I need to work on? Do I see any bad habits forming again? Is there denial on something that gets to show up inside of my journal? Yeah, you should be getting away every 90 days and checking those out of your most recent journaling. But to go through several years worth is a lot of fun to see growth. But sometimes it sucks because you see growth and you see regression. Yeah. And you see growth, right? So as long as we're going through it and we're doing it. But I like what you said, that I know exactly where I was when I wrote it. Mm-hmm. And it's true. I mean, every single thing that I've written, I know exactly where I was at. In my head at the time, or just in the spot that I wrote. I could tell you where I was in each of my writings. But now, if we had a conversation, I couldn't tell you where we were. Unless there was a song on. If there was a song on, I could probably tell you.
Yeah, he's not lying.
187. What do you guys think of when I say 187?
187
that song by
Undercover
Spice
Cop.
One. Oh.
Nah, Deep
Murder?
Cover. 187 on an Undercover Cop. That's from the movie Deep Cover.
It's Snoop Dogg. Gin and Juice?
Yeah, but it was also on Deep Cover.
Yeah, Deep Cover's.
But that was Snoop Dogg as well, wasn't it?
Nah, I don't think so.
I
know it's between 5 and 10, but I don't follow those rules.
Spice One did a song about 187.
So today, one of my guys in the house celebrated. He's like, I got 187 days. I'm about to murder somebody. And I'm like, everybody starts laughing. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, 187. I'm like, I don't know what you mean. And then he's the whitest boy I know.
You know 187. How you not know?
Well, once he started singing the song, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess I kind of get it. But
out of 187.
Yeah, Dre and Snoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like when Snoop first came out with Dre, was on that Deep Cover song. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cold song.
I figured you guys would know that right away.
Huh?
I said I figured you guys would know it right away.
Yeah, that's the first thing I think of is Deep Cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They say he's like, I thought 187 days. Like,
well, Spice One song was 187 proof.
Oh yeah, that's something totally different.
But it's still, that's what I think of when I hear 187.
Murder, Death, Kill.
Yeah.
What movie was that? Murder, Death, Kill. Sylvester Stallone. And Wesley Snipes was in a movie
Demolition
together.
Man.
Demolition Man.
Whenever a murder would happen, and it hadn't happened in years. 187. Murder, Death, Kill. Murder, Death.
Wesley Snipes' blonde hair days.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was such a horrible movie.
That was a terrible movie.
Now we've regressed.
Not Sylvester Stallone's worst, but it was a bad movie.
Probably not Wesley's worst either.
Yeah, no.
What about you, Shane?
Man, my recovery's been going swell.
Swell.
Yeah, I just figured I'd put an S in front of well.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's been fun. Being back, having the team around us that we have at Celebrate Recovery, it's phenomenal. I don't have to worry about getting everything done. The whole team does something every night, but then I get to concentrate on me and what I need for my recovery. Looking forward to this weekend or Friday night, because there's another Celebrate Recovery celebrating 5 years. Mm-hmm. So we'll be at First Assembly celebrating with them. That thing's been around for 5 years now.
Oh, they're celebrating 5 years?
Yeah. I might be off Friday. I might be able to make it. Just thought about that.
Yeah, so I mean, between our Tuesday night and then working with sponsees and working with my sponsor, that keeps me busy, full of recovery. I would say it keeps me a full week worth. That way I'm working steps usually with somebody, and then I'm working my own steps every day. Mm-hmm. Couldn't imagine not doing it. Like if I woke up and I didn't think about doing something for my recovery, I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, because then your mind starts going other places. That's the last thing you want, your mind going other places. The thing about working by recovery, to me, last night was an amazing night. Now, I admit I didn't do so well teaching, made a few mess ups, but
No, I think you did good.
everybody came up and told me I did a good job and stuff. But it was even more than that. So, been a couple years back, I met a guy. It was back when I was working at the church, and it was a Sunday morning. Dude's struggling if he's going to come into church or not, right? Comes up to me, and then he goes, "Hey, should I go in there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, you can sit with me." And he was, having issues. He was an addict, So I seen him like one other time after that. Well, I went to another CR with him that night. Then I seen him another time after that he showed up to our CR. I hadn't talked to him almost 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. Man, it's been 2 years. Calls me up out of the blue. He's up at the other church, wanting to go in and celebrate recovery, but he's wanting to meet some, know somebody in there. So he's calling me up. "Hey, are you here?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." But he still called, and we tried to, ended up going to meeting up. Shane went with me, man. We went over there, met with him, and then tried to get him into a program. I tried to get him up in my spot. Shane tried to get him in his spot, whatnot. Anyway, he showed up last night.
Yes, he did.
All I did was text him and say, "Hey, CR tonight, the Bridge Church." He's like, "When?" I said, "Now." He's like, "I'll be right there," And he showed up. And he even put in some servitude last night, helped out, and was helping Stack clean up afterwards. To me, that was a call from God that I am definitely doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That was a reminder, and that. And the only way I can get to where I'm at is by continuously working my recovery. The moment I stop recovery, I feel that those calls, those feelings are going to be gone. Even when I'm doing, I do my best to worship God daily. That's me. That's, he's my higher power. That's what I try to do. But at the same time, I need that reminder that I am doing what he's called me to do. And moments like that, seeing JD up there on stage reading, that's what, I look at, that's what my recovery's gotten me. That I have pride, I have joy of that, where I could walk into a daycare and say, "Hey, I'm here to pick up my goddaughter." Sure, no problem. And my goddaughter screamed, and she's so happy to see me. That's my recovery yelling at me, letting me know I'm doing the right thing. So that's where I'm at in my recovery. And I thought I'd share that testimony real quick.
Yeah, that's good. I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah, I'm about to, because it's amazing what truly putting forth the work and doing your recovery can do for you, man. It's very amazing.
We don't, the thing I love about what we do is we don't really get to see the fruits of the labor.
Not most of the time.
Yeah. And so when we get some of those fruits that come back, and they're like, "Man, you've helped me out. You've done this, you've done that." And it's like, wow. Because working in recovery center like we do, there will be people that come up to me that are doing great 2 years later, and I'll be like, "I don't remember your name," but they could tell me everything about me, And it's like, it's nothing not that I don't remember them, and that I can't remember their name, but it's like there's so many people along the way, and we don't realize that we're making such an impact on their lives until it's, throwing that seed and letting it go.
And here's the crazy thing. Even the ones that don't get it, you were still able to change something in their life. You're still able to plant that seed, and hopefully one day, maybe not, maybe the good Lord takes them home and spares them from whatever it is, right? But you still change your life. If you go into it with the right heart, the right motive, you will impact their life more than you ever know, even if they don't stay sober. I've seen it with Christina and her old clients, right? Because she used to do the adolescent. And you want to talk about a hard one.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Because 99% of the adolescents aren't staying clean.
Right.
There's that small little 1% that might, but not usually until they're about 19. And then they're no longer the adolescent, right? They're just a young adult, and they're going to finally stay clean. And that's still far and few between. Anybody under 21 is, the averages are horrible. You're able to plant that seed for later and impact their life so well then because you loved them when they were unlovable. That's a huge impact. But we don't get to see it.
So those little things I did get to see are awesome. And supposedly 2 of individuals are going to be reading the 12 steps next week that I had poured into. And when they volunteered to do it, I was like, wow. You know, like you said, we don't really get to see a lot of the fruit of our labors, but when we do, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and especially since being able to work with these younger individuals, and they're the ones doing it, they're going to grow up and be something. And I'm really excited to see it.
I wonder when Brent's going to grow up and be something.
Brent's still on the path, man, but he's doing
Brent, love you, buddy. Derek informed me today that Brent mentioned taking over the landing.
Really?
Yeah, which is Celebrate Recovery for Teens, right? I think he's a perfect dude for it, and he does so much for his recovery. And to pass those skills off to one of them,
I think he's gonna be really good.
I think what we're talking about here is not seeing the fruit, or the fruits of our labor later. But what is awesome is that if I think about where I was and where I am now, this is all God. This is God working through you, through me. And so when I do get those opportunities where somebody's like, man, you really helped me. And it's like, no, I didn't. I was just a vessel,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's awesome to think about is that God chose us. I mean, he's chosen everybody, but he's chosen us. And it's like, man, that's amazing.
but you still did it. You had to allow God to use you.
Yeah.
So we got to say you're welcome. I know it's the hard thing to do because it sounds like we're going to toot our own horn, but we're not. We're just saying you're welcome and thank you for the honor of being the one.
Yeah, we're still acting as that vessel for God, saying you're welcome.
You're welcome.
But they need to hear it.
They do.
Yeah.
And especially when you hear family members just, thank you. Hey, yeah, you're welcome.
Right.
Just,
But for the people listening, you don't have to work at a treatment center to get that.
No.
Sponsor somebody, and you'll get the same thing. You will impact a life. You will change a life like no other. If they could trust you and you're going to pour into them and be a good sponsor, then you can do the same thing not working in the field. Just working in the field is so much better.
Yeah. I say it's fun sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. There's those moments, man. It's like, why am I doing this? But then I see the good things that do happen, and it's like, oh, that's why. Because God's put me here to do that. Just because they didn't want to listen doesn't mean.
I love what I do. It's all the corporate BS that I can't stand. So
Yeah.
that's the headache that I don't like. But
I dodge corporate.
That's why you just don't have corporate.
That's right.
yeah,
Work at a place that don't have corporate.
Speaking of which, the wireless sponsor, no, claiming hope.
Yeah, I can't. So we're supposed to be meeting with somebody to finish up insurance stuff, and that'd be so much nicer. Like, because I don't understand it. That's way above my pay grade.
yeah.
Let me know when I put my 2 weeks in.
Taxes and insurance, man. Yeah.
And I mean, if we could get approved on the boards, then everybody can just start filing, and then we could just have an easy time. We don't need a corporate. Yeah.
Yeah,
That we wouldn't need. We could just bill for everything.
there you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
So what else have we got going on? Our recovery, pouring out to others.
Really, I mean, we're in the month of a 10th step.
Yeah.
So what do you do? How do you tie all this into your 10th step that you do?
Well, a lot of I do like what I teach is when I have an issue, something's going on. I write out why. Why is that going on? Why am I letting that bother me? What can I do differently about it? How do I take the steps of doing that? And that's usually my 10th step at the end of the day. Is if something may have went wrong, or I didn't handle it properly, but why is it still bothered? Why what happened today that bothered me? Why? First off, nope, we don't have that sign. Anyway, but know your why, of course. So you really can't work on it if you don't know why you're upset. But why is it why am I upset? Why is that bothering me? What can I do to change it? How do I approach? And that's usually my 10th step. And that's I continue in my recovery on a daily basis.
So you do yours at night?
Yeah, I do. I journal both morning and night. When I shared that in my teaching yesterday, how I take a little bit of time in the morning and a little time in the evening for myself, I do that. I do my Devo and stuff in the morning, and then I journal and meditate and journal on what I just read or what I just listened to. And then at night, it's my 10th step.
Overachiever.
That's not an overachiever. That's just,
I journal both day and night.
man, it's not an overachiever.
I write a lot, but I don't journal both. I'll tell you that now.
It's what works for me, though.
Yeah, no, good for you.
Yeah,
I journal at night. Everything I do is at the end of the night. I got to clear this before I lay my head down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually fired out of bed in the shower and gone.
Yeah.
Like there's no wasting, no nothing.
Now, because I sleep to the very last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still run late.
I can't do that.
I didn't used to be like that. And then I don't know why. Lately, it's like I'll hit that snooze button a few times.
Yeah, I just don't like to get up in the morning. And I don't care if it's 7 o'clock or 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to get up, I just don't want to get up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I shared with somebody at Quick Trip. They're like, go ahead, you can go in front of me. I was like, dude, I'm in no hurry. Go right ahead. Oh, everybody's in a hurry somewhere. No, dude, I leave early, so I don't have to be in a hurry. I'll get there right when I'm supposed to get there.
Here's the thing, man. I could leave 2 hours early, and it don't change the way I think when I'm on the road.
No, I know. You and I drive the same.
Yeah, so I'm always in a hurry. Like, I just don't want to be in a car.
I don't. I just want to get to where.
If I could just and be there, I would.
Yeah.
Beat me over, Scotty. I'm trying to get there.
In a heartbeat, because otherwise, just move. So whether I leave late or I leave early, it's the same for me.
If I could take a helicopter everywhere, like that just like didn't take forever to like get going, and I could just go doop doop, I would do that all day long. Bypass traffic, easy peasy.
Or that rollerball from St. Louis to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Do what?
That rollerball, it was supposed to get you there super quick.
Rollerball.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Supposed to be like the one they got
The
in
rocket
Japan.
train or whatever.
Yeah, like the one in Japan.
Isn't that still in the works?
Yeah, right.
The paperwork's still in the works.
They
ain't
need to
started building
fix
nothing
I-70 first for crying out loud.
Why do we need to go to St. Louis, Kansas City for anything?
We don't. Go watch a football game. One reason why.
Some barbecue.
Barbecue. Yes, there is good barbecue.
There's good barbecue here though too.
Yeah, I mean the barbecue's okay. LC's, I like their French fries better than I like their barbecue.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Fresh cut fries, baby.
Yeah.
And the right grease. Now, see, food podcast, that might work too.
Yeah, would.
Okay.
Especially the way the wife feeds us when we come in. Jeremy, you didn't eat though, did you?
No, I shoved a potato in my mouth and ran downstairs.
Oh,
you
it was
should've.
fire.
I'm gonna eat that burger. It's still up there.
Yeah.
It might be JD. You know, he's a growing boy working out and stuff. He might have ate that
If he
one.
does, he definitely gonna get anything back for a while.
Won't have no tape feeder. So how about you, Big Perm? What do you do for a 10-step?
10-step, I'm like you. It's an evening thing for me. You know, it's like when I lay my head down at night, say my prayers, then I process everything throughout the day. Like, you know, do I owe somebody an amends? Is there something I could have done different? My thing lately that I've been thinking about is, you know, from the time we get up to the time we go to sleep, everything in between's already been determined. The choices that I make throughout the day, whether they're the right choice or the wrong choice, it's already been set in motion. I was just talking about this today, actually, is the only thing that I can try to do so I don't have to worry about tomorrow is the next right thing. Keeping it simple. If I'm respectful, if I'm nice, if I do everything, like if I get all my notes done today, guess what I don't have to worry about tomorrow? My notes. Is there something I could have said different? Is there something I could have done different to help somebody out? I can tell you right now, I sleep pretty well at night now. You know, my goal is not to tick anybody off throughout the day, per se. But, I mean, I know I'm not for everybody. I'm good with that. I mean, I'm not. Love me or hate me. But that doesn't affect how I live my life. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, it makes a lot of sense because I try to teach
say
that
no?
a lot.
No?
I try to teach that a lot. Everybody's so concerned. Oh, so-and-so is going to know I'm in a program. And?
Who cares?
Good. Then work a good program.
Right?
Yeah.
You know? But
Work a good program. Show them that it works. Maybe they need it.
it's those people that are stressing on that kind of stuff that's really, they don't have a good night's sleep, wake up the next day with issues, and you've got no further in your recovery than you were 2 days ago.
How is everybody at making things right as soon as you realize it and not procrastinate and wait?
I try to do it before the end of the day, normally. I mean, but it could also happen like 6 o'clock in the morning And I don't get home till 7 o'clock at night. They're not gonna make amends to my wife for whatever I said.
Well, that's what I'd say. That's exactly what went straight to my mind. Is it's the hardest person to do that with for me is my wife. Like, because I'll be like, well, maybe I want to be right now. I just want to argue for the sake of arguing, maybe. And it's like, okay, wait, do I want to go to bed angry? Because I've done that plenty of times. I don't want to do that anymore. So, kiss, love you, concede. I apologize. I don't like saying I'm sorry, but it's like, okay, what can I do different tomorrow?
I'll just go sleep in the basement.
Well, you do that anyway, don't you?
Now.
Yeah, now.
Wasn't the point. I can still act like a tough butt. I'll go sleep in the basement. I mean, she's sleeping down there too, but
Right.
because we're moving mom in. I would say that's one of my favorite things to do is making amends right away. Sometimes you make them and the other people look at you funny. We talked about that, because they're like, what did you do? Well, let me tell you the way my heart was when I said that to you. Let me tell you what I did.
Moral inventory.
That's the thing. I'm going to be honest. You might not like it.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you the way it is. I love journaling at night because I love getting this stuff out. I love seeing if I really screwed up during the day. But I also have paper on me throughout the day. So if I really did something dumb, I write it. That way I can't forget about it later. Because once it's written, and then I'm going to remember it. So I carry a little notebook with me. But I usually have pad paper. If I don't have paper and a pen on me.
What's wrong, Shane?
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
There might be something wrong. You might want to drug test me.
See, I might need to start carrying a pen and paper with me more often because, as far as I know, I don't do anything wrong throughout the day.
No, I do.
Jeez.
I may have forgot, but
I can see that happening.
quite a bit.
I was thinking about like when I was a cop, I carried obviously a pad of paper with me everywhere and a pen. I really wish I would have had a tactile turn pen back then.
Yeah, you might have been a better cop.
I don't know.
Wow.
The pen makes it.
The pen does, yeah. I mean, I'd be better looking at
The
it.
pen makes the cop.
Yeah.
Hey, the pen makes the therapist. The pen makes the cop. The pen makes the attorney. It's the pen. It's
I
all
did
about
notice
that.
my handwriting was nice today. My pen, I got a new ink cartridge in it, so it felt good, flowed good.
Yeah, I like when that. I like a good fresh ink cartridge.
Oh,
in it.
I do too.
And I have so many different styles of ink cartridges. In each of my pens, there's a different one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like this one. So, my Reclaiming Hope. I think it's the actual cartridge that came with it.
G2?
Yeah, I actually like writing with it.
Yeah, they're good and smooth.
And then with all those people at work that don't want, like, oh, I don't want to journal, I don't like to write. Really? Pick this up. Try this out. Well, that's a pen right there. Yeah, just in case you get done with yourself, you just knock some sense into you and go back to writing, man.
G2s used to be my favorite ink cartridge until this pen snob got me addicted to pens. And
Pen
now I'm
snob?
like, yes. And then I was like, no, I don't like that. I mean, it's still a nice pen,
It is.
But yeah, the G2's got to go.
yeah.
But that's just me. And I'll take pen snob any day of the week. Because I love pens. And pencils.
And
Yeah,
pencils.
my 14-year-old said, oh, when am I getting a pencil? Like, whoa.
This one's not mine. I got to send it back.
Mic drop.
I'm glad that wasn't a mic.
That's a pen drop right there, buddy.
That's what happened to this one. But he dropped it on the tip of the pencil.
Oh.
So I got to send it in and get it fixed for him. It's a lifetime warranty, man. They'll replace their stuff. So I'll send it in and get it fixed. It's a sound guy's.
Is that the skit guy's brother?
Sound guy, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound guy.
We actually got called the skit guys 2.0 yesterday. It was kind of funny.
Really?
Yeah. When he got on stage with the clicker on me, man, and making it work, I'm like, what the heck?
He's sitting there pointing it at the screens like that's what's going to move it anyway.
I'm like, what the heck?
The thing's in the back of the room.
It's not RF, yes.
Oh, man, how funny. So anything else for your recovery that might benefit our listeners?
Continue doing it. Don't stop. Just because you got so much time clean don't mean nothing, because it's only going to take that one day to set you right back to where you started from.
Don't stop. Get it.
Don't stop.
Get it. And when you get it.
And get it some more.
Jump. Get it. That's
Jump.
Mac Daddy make you
That's
jump,
two different
jump.
songs. We
Daddy
were talking
Mac
about
make-
Crisscross the other day.
Was you really?
Anyway,
we wore our shirts backwards.
I was gonna say you wore your shirts backwards.
I didn't.
No, at work we did to take a picture.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Said, got 99 problems, but a referral ain't one. So we wore them backwards so we could take a team picture, I guess. Now I forgot what I was going to say after all that. If you quit doing the things that got you here, you go back to doing the things that brought you here.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So don't stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't get drunk if you don't drink.
Right.
It's pretty simple.
I get popcorn drunk.
Yeah.
I got 2 bags of it sitting in the other room.
You got some of that sweet corn popcorn? Oh, that stuff was fire.
The kettle corn.
No, dude, this was a bag of sweet corn, kettle corn.
Sweet
Well,
corn.
not kettle
kettle
corn.
corn.
No, it's not
wasn't
kettle
kettle
corn.
corn.
It's just sweet corn.
It's just sweet corn popcorn.
Sweet corn popcorn.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, it's fire.
Yeah, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, anything fattening and good, I find.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
It's
Even though-
not like a bunch of little guys sitting here. I mean, Shane over there lost he's about half the size he was when we started this podcast. But
Yes, I am.
that pickleballing.
Pickleball, p-ball.
I'm getting ready to go.
I know.
I meant to change shirts before I hopped on the podcast because I played for an hour. Didn't even break a sweat. That's what sucks. I can play for an hour now and not break a sweat.
Well, I think about sweating and I start to sweat.
Really?
Yeah, I guess got to get them back in. So, how many days a week do you do something for your recovery before we close?
I would say daily.
Yeah, daily. Had
Daily.
to.
Yeah, I mean, journaling, as long as you journal every day, that's for your recovery.
Exercise 5 to 6 days a week. The day I don't go to the gym, I'm here with you guys at the podcast, my accountability team. So I'm spending time with like-minded individuals.
I take my 45-minute drive to work and my 45-minute drive from work as my meditation, prayer, quiet time, especially in the morning. That's how I get that day going.
That's my church music time.
Is it?
Yeah. A little 1,000-foot crutch, a little skillet, good old metal.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Church music.
church music is the one
How
rapper.
great thou
Oh, it's the church
art.
clap.
No, church music is the name of two of the
Lecrae.
CDs, Lecrae.
It's church close.
No, yeah, church clothes.
And then the other guy from 116 had the church clap song, KB. You don't know none of this music, do you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This
Rap
is
music.
all Christian music.
From back in the day?
Not that far back.
Lecrae's been around for a while.
Church Clothes #4 just came out like last year, his album.
But Church Clothes was like 1977.
Have you man, he was born. He wasn't even born in 1977. He was 79. But
You know when he was born?
Oh, I was born in
it's
81.
Lecrae. I'm talking about Lecrae.
Oh, my God.
What did you think we were talking about?
I'm talking about the music. Have you heard that song, Spread the Ops? It's a Christian rap song.
No,
I'm about to play that for you when we're done, but that's off
I don't
Lecrae's
listen
newest
to
album.
Christian rap.
That's your fault, not mine.
I just, yeah.
It really don't do a lot for me anymore either.
Look, I love the good old praise and
I grew
worship
up. I
music.
grew up on DC Talk though.
DC Talk,
Little
right?
DC Talk, little Stephen Curtis Chapman.
We have Toby Mac as one of our opening songs, and then I even got on stage and after we played the opening, I went to go open up, do the welcome. I was like, dude, Toby Mac, 58 years old, and that boy still rocks.
He doesn't look like he's 58 either.
He don't either.
He was holding the flag the entire time
Yep.
for that song.
That was holding him up. Like I said, he's 58 years
No,
old.
the problem is he was holding it up because there
know.
was no stand. So that just shows that he's in good shape because that big tall flag that weighs some.
Because he's not a big guy.
No,
Yeah.
he's only like $110, soaking wet with boots on.
5'7" and $110. Hey, Toby, if you listen to this podcast, man, we got nothing but love for you, brother. You were some of our first Christian music, man. You and DC
yeah.
Talk.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, didn't know you back then.
No. Nope.
I wasn't around yet.
Michael Tate
We didn't
sings
have
for
Google. Michael Tate.
Michael Tate's the lead singer of the Newsboys now.
Oh yeah.
And then Kevin Mack is actually the lead singer of Audio Adrenaline now. That was all DC Talk. All went their own
The
ways.
lead singer of Audio Adrenaline.
The newest lead singer of Audio Adrenaline is Kevin Maxwell. He was part of DC Talk.
He had one song I loved. I can't think of it now.
Big Yard.
Audio Adrenaline?
Yeah,
No.
they had a song. It was called "In My Father's House."
No, but I thought that.
Come and go with me.
No, I know. In my father's house.
Yes, that
I know.
So Pastor
It's a
Shane.
big house.
So
with
in
lots
closing-
of room.
In your big house, yes, you do have a big house.
I'm talking about our father's house.
My father's
Big
house
old
is a
yard
real
where we
big
play some
house.
football.
Yes.
Big perm.
Yes,
Good
sir.
to have you back. What you got in closing?
Oh man, shoot. I guess I'm a little rusty here, folks.
Yeah.
Galatians 6:2. Share each other's burdens, and in this way obey the law of Christ. Share each other's burdens.
What's that look like?
Being vulnerable, talking, not keeping it in, not shouldering the burdens of life. Yeah.
So you broke your own rule, man. 5 to 10. You got your phone in your hand. Not to let Amy know you broke it.
Yeah, it's my fault.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
call her
babe.
up.
Sorry. What you got, Derek?
You know, I was looking for a scripture. I couldn't find one. But just as you talk about taking up each other's burdens and that, Jesus in the book of Matthew talks about, taking up his yoke, for his yoke is light. And he lessens the burden on all of us.
Amen.
Proverbs 27:17. What is it?
As iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen the other.
Look at that. Derek knows them addresses.
He does.
Called zip codes. I try. Yeah. Right on.
I was going to say something, but I don't want to say that. Not on this
I
podcast.
got.
See?
Even you knew that one, Big Bird.
You can't call them zip codes. They're addresses.
The area codes.
Oh,
Man.
gosh.
So look, what a fun time. Hopefully we get to have you back a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm, he's got a game at 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm in a tournament all weekend. Locally, fortunately, but it's supposed to be nice and warm here in the STL. So,
It always is.
oh, it's going to be bearable.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Give me 120 over 20 any day of the week.
Oh, no.
Are you more of a 20
Maybe
degree guy?
Oh, I'm 100% 20 degrees.
Then you move up north.
I want to. You know
I
this.
want to move down south.
He did move up north. Ain't you more north than you were last house? Or was it
I'm
about the
actually on the exact same latitude.
latitude line.
But I'm on top of a big old hill.
With that, like, share, subscribe.
Like,
We're on-
share, subscribe.
We're on all podcast platforms. Like I said, if you can't find us, you ain't looking.
Awake and sober.
Yeah. Email us, info@awakensober.org.
Yes, I'm dying for that episode where we just answer you guys' questions.
You know what? We don't want to answer any of your questions.
You know what? You're right. I don't.
We don't even want them to email us. So forget about info@awakensober.org.
Yep.
Maybe that'll work. Who knows?
If there's something you want to hear us talk about, too bad. We ain't doing it.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Tactile turn.
TactileTurn.com.
Yeah, the greatest writing instrument ever. Yeah, I like that Zerk.
Yeah, buddy.
But this bronze that's patinaed.
I know. I'm the
And mine's
You can
mine's
see-
looking like that. Yeah.
I love a good patina. It looks so good. Looks so good. But with that, from everybody here at the Awaken Sober Podcast, we love you.
Thanks for
God bless.
listening.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace. We out.